Well, dear boy. If I remember
everything
correctly,
worked.
we are.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Live from the Blue Cheese Room here on the Dark Side of the Moon. This is Oblivion Unchained, Season 4, Episode 10, The Dark Witch. Woohoo!
Oh, God.
Hi, I'm the Loophole King. I'm your DM. We're going to do our introductions and get right into it because we have got kind of a shorter day today. Tom has got a family thing he's got to take care of today, so we're going to make this one as fun-filled and action-packed as we can. So, introductions. Manam, start us off.
Hello, everyone. This is Muhammad Salama. I play Jorogal Orion Jorozaya. A lot of name. Don't worry about it. I hope everything go well with that Dark Witch. And to say that out loud, كل عام وانتم بخير. Ramadan Kareem.
Hi, I'm Sai. I'm playing Ember, and we're going to go explain to a hag why she wants to do as she's told.
Hi, this is Tom. I play Krankus Greatslayer, the obvious bard and persuasion expert of the group. I'm the one that's going to do all the talking, because that's what I do. So let's get on.
Oh yeah.
I'm good with the words and such.
I speak English good.
Me speaky good.
Yeah, I speak English good. When we last left our intrepid group of adventurers, they were at the atoll here having a wonderful time. They just got here, had a chat with the captain, and
I'd agreed to give
Mads.
them a round trip.
yes, and Mads. Why do my pens keep disappearing? Somebody keeps stealing all of my pens. My family's a bunch of pen thieves. Mad Eye Mabel, that's her name. Mad Eye Mabel.
Yeah.
And Captain Grimes wants Ember to give him a lift to the desert, and
Which I agreed to do.
which you agreed to do. And Mad Eye Mabel wanted you to take care of her son, Knobbyfoot. He's a bit of a ne'er-do-well. Kind of has a well, the poor boy is crap. What is the Murphy? Yeah, he is Murphy's Law incarnate.
Yeah. I if I remember correctly, I told them. I told her to tell him to go to the guild in Embry, and
Yeah.
to tell them that to mention my name, and he'll be looked after until I can get there and
Yes, that's
find him find him something to do that isn't going to involve him destroying the planet or anything.
Yes, most definitely.
And Jorogal will ask Ember if she can that because we have 2 day and a half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the day that he will ask, because it is Jorah and there's a lot of happen, he will ask her to get him to Embry to a shop to do more shopping.
We can certainly okay, so I'm tomorrow I'm gonna take the captain to where he needs to go, and then I tell you what, why don't we all go there, and then we'll go to Embry. We'll spend the night at Embry, and then come back here where we need to be in order to do the ritual in order to see the hag, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're doing that tomorrow. So right now it's about lunchtime. you guys have finished your nice lunch that Mabel has given you, and you are heading to your paradise for the next 8 hours. Well, upstairs to the room to converse and stuff, and then you're going to catch your paradise because it only lasts 8 hours, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys,
let me just check that. I think it only lasts 8 hours. Spellbook. Paradise. Goddess. Paradise. 24 hours.
oh, so you can cast it now. Okay, so that's even better. So you guys head up to the room that Mabel has assigned you, as always.
Yeah.
You guys go in the door, kind of lock the door, shut the blinds, and then you cast your paradise, and everybody steps into the extra-dimensional space, which is now a wonderful, as a wonderful little outside bodega near the water.
Sounds perfect.
Where you guys are now have decided that you were going to go through all of your stuff and basically catalog all of the information that you have at this point.
Yeah.
So, we can do this one of two ways. I'm going to, you guys are going to go through your inventory. We'll start with Ember because she's probably the one with the bag.
Well, let me tell you what I've got. I've still got a load of books from the hidden library where Renata or the boat.
Right.
A vial of perfume. I've got a platinum signet ring, which has got a ruby, which is a platinum signet ring with a platinum star embossed with a ruby flame.
Yes.
And I have a blue gem.
Yes, you do.
On top of that,
you still have your, you have the music box, which you know what that did. You have the Malachite charm, which you know what that did, and the hand fan, which you know what that did.
Yeah.
Got. And then you have a tainted moonblade,
which I want to give to the
Fey Queen.
Fey Queen.
And you have
get rid of it.
a great sword.
Yeah. And I have two
so starting with and you guys are I assumed you guys are just kind of like laying all your crap out. Basically everybody's just like emptying their pockets and their bags and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Manam has a monocle that he knows what that does. He has a tarot card that he hasn't used yet.
Wait.
Yes, depicting a tall, clumsy boy surrounded by
Yeah, but-
roses. You think you know what it means, but you haven't actually used it yet.
I mean, I don't know if it has used like in my. Do you know what in my mind? When I reach a tower, there are a flower under a tower. I'm gonna take out the. That's what's in my mind.
Right.
But until now, we only found tower. Like
Right.
one in a forest, one in a. I don't know, but there's no flower like.
You also have the Devil's Book.
Oh yeah, that I am still. I'm always. reading
And
it.
you have the locket with the picture inside it.
Yeah, that locket is for, if I remember right, that was a captain of that ship that destroyed and his family.
Yep.
Yeah, that might not what is said about the locket.
Let's see. Krampus has. What we have here? Krampus has a couple of things in here. Krampus's the bracelet has been used with the two snakes entwined. We've used that one. The tiny beast, you've used that one. The copper piece with a bearded king on it, you've used that one.
Yep.
And the rune, I believe you used that one as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's anything I really have. It's
Right. What you guys still have that you would have taken that was in your bag that was not that you had given to other players, but they have returned to you. Is the ancient map rubbing, which you guys took,
Yeah.
and the creation myth rubbings that you took off of the giant box that the demon was in.
Yes.
And you would also have, let's see what,
Let's have a look at those. See if we can glean any further information from those.
let me double check.
Yeah, I'd like to sell the a couple of suits of plate mail and
Yeah.
the
So
great sword.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys,
But we'll do that in a
well, so I'm assuming you guys are going to help Ember, since she probably has the highest rolls for knowledge in the group. So with advantage, we're going to give you a couple of rolls here. First,
Arcana?
first we're going to start with an investigation check as you, a religion check first.
Okay.
Then you have advantage on these.
So I. Okay.
All right, 25. All right, so you start deciphering this, this text. Luckily, there's notes scribbled all over the side of it where Trevik has, where Claxon had gained some insight and made some rolls because of her knowledge of things.
Yeah.
And now I want you to give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that, or you will do that?
No, she has advantage, so it should be.
Yeah, I've got advantage in these.
There's a lot of these books that you're going through in the library. Jorah, go ahead and give me one as well, with advantage.
With it.
Oh,
Bloody hell. Okay.
so you're like skimming through these books, and you're like looking, and you see Jorah reaches over and grabs like two of them and goes, "Oh, here it is." So this creation myth appears to not be based on what you guys know from your dealings with everything that's happened so far. A lot of this stuff now makes a lot more sense. This creation myth is not a creation myth, but it seems to be a gathered account of what happened right before the dragon showed up. So this is what precipitated them arriving. It appears that the demon was actually a spawn, a herald of Darzadun.
Right. Okay.
Over the course of several millennia, he had managed to start to break himself free from his chains. And in doing so, started gaining more power. Unfortunately, the ritual that the demon was here to start caused a rift between the planes. which weaken the barriers between the outer planes. Some long forgotten plane of existence held the Queen of Dragons, the Dragon Queen herself.
Right.
She had not had access to this plane of existence, this material plane of Origin, before,
Right.
and her forces broke through. That,
Of course they did.
bringing that kind of power that she had, the Dragon Lords, the most powerful version of each of the chromatic and metallic dragons, all who were under her sway. Normally, chromatic dragons and metallic dragons don't really get along that well, but they had, basically when Mom tells you to do something, everybody falls in line, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because they were so powerful, as they started to set up claim territories for themselves, the high dragon magic that they used, and you know this from your readings before, and from dealing with these more powerful creatures, you know that very powerful creatures tend to shape the land around them with their magic and their presence, like the green dragon that you guys ran into, like the swamp has started to become his home and do the things that he wanted. These dragons shifted the face of the continents, shifted the entire face of the world itself.
Yeah.
This caused a problem because it shifted all the ley lines, which caused Tharizdun to get stuck.
Right.
His ritual doesn't work if things aren't lined up properly.
Right.
And then it tells of a great beast emerging. You all can see the little pictograph. It describes a beast larger than any that had ever walked the land before, striding across, destroying the countryside, destroying the dragons, and you guys know the rest of that story. You know where that came from. But this appears to be the invasion story of the Dragon Queen herself. Some things to note: the demon never made it back. It seems he was imprisoned by a powerful mage with a very powerful staff. You probably know who this is.
I can make a wild stab.
And I think I can give a wild guess where's the demon now.
And the demon was locked away. The herald was locked away. He is no longer locked away. You know this. You've seen him.
Yeah.
You've seen him wandering around the countryside. You don't know where he is right now, but you can assume that he is busy trying to let his master free or subvert what is going on. Inside the textbooks that you found in the Great Library, they detail the formation of the let me make sure I get the Guardian Project. There were 5 members of the original Guardian Project. One of them being someone that you know.
Yeah. Agatha, by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Agatha, her twin sister, Onyx, Ani Sablet, and then there are 3 more names. which you don't recognize. The first is Theodorin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll type these in chat for you so you can.
Yes, please.
Please do.
And by the way, about the three names, just to be sure, because oh God, Orient been reading that book. If their name in the book,
We'll get to that in a minute.
okay, just to be sure. Let me put it on here. Control that.
Charsildun. And Winifred. Jorah, give me another investigation check.
Okay. This time normal, right?
No. It's with advantage. You guys are spending hours poring over this, like referencing this book and that book and all the information you guys have come up with. You know, even Crankus is helping. Is like, no, we put that over. Like Crankus is like helping organize things and laying them out. Like, okay, like putting them in historical order. Like this book is the oldest and this book is the newest. There's
There's a constant flow of snacks and drinks being brought to the table by the parents.
This has taken like 5 or 6 hours already. Jorah, you find mention of Agatha, Ani Sablet, and Winifred mentioned in another book of it seems to be you kind of recognize the names, but you can't read any of the text. So you hand it to Ember. Ember.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple sections of this book are written in Druidic.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
These three seem to be a coven.
Oh yes.
Yes.
You said there are 5 people for the Guardian.
Right.
Thordian, Winfred,
Yes.
and Sheldon, and and Agatha, and what the fifth one?
Ani. So it's Agatha and her sister Ani Sablet.
Oh, okay. Oni.
And Winifred are the 3 that are mentioned as they are a coven of Druidic witches.
Oh.
Druidic witches.
Yes.
So she's Druidic.
Hags. To be exact.
Yeah. Well, that's why she's so long-lived.
Yeah.
I figured that she's. I knew she wasn't human because she was too long-lived to be.
So the old ways let so in the old ways, witches and druids are kind of side by side, kind of like two sides of the same coin-ish. They share a lot of the same rituals. A lot of the things that quote witches do is it's basically hedge magic. It's mostly potions and elixirs and things like that. But these women were very powerful because they were a coven.
Yeah, 3 of them together.
Yes. They are morally ambiguous.
That fits.
They were converted to they leaned. Winifred leaned more to the good side. Agatha seems to be quite neutral, and Ani Sabot was more of the evil side. But because there were three of them, it kind of balanced it. They were kind of the balance. Working in concert, they found this strange gem that allowed them to amplify their powers. When they found it, it was in the possession of Thedorin, a dwarven artificer. You know what gem this is? Seems really familiar in the description.
Which gem?
The great big one that you guys ran into in the Dwarven Ruins.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, isn't that with Leon? Because Leon doesn't want to give it to Ember because Ember take everything.
No. The giant gem that you guys saw when you guys fought the Lithid and the Dwarven.
Oh yeah. That different one. Sorry.
Yeah.
There are a lot of gem.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the name of it right off the top of my head here. I know I gave you guys the name of it, and I know I wrote it down, but I don't see the name of it right off the top of my head. Your buddy Pavel was using it.
Right.
The big crystal. Yes, I cannot find the name. I wrote it down, and it's the crystal being used by the Guardian Project. Now you know why.
But she doesn't have access to that anymore.
Apparently not.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Well, that's how they the crystal was used to the crystal was used to to form the barrier that protected you, and the Guardian Project, the first try to stop the behemoth. And now the crystal was buried underneath the ground. And they used the crystal to seal Typhon away. And now it's kind of well, it's been here a while. It seems to have absorbed a lot of power over the eons. But you know where it's at if you need to go find it.
Yeah. That should be on the list of things that we need to go and grab.
Probably.
Well, at least I know where it is, and I know where I can go find it.
Jorah, give me another investigation check.
Okay.
I'll help him.
Yeah.
Another 27.
You managed to find you managed to find the name Charles Dune. It appears Charles Dune was a wandering magician of no great importance until one day he happened upon a book of immense power, which
And
transformed
that-
him into quite the savant of magical secrets.
I
I
wonder where
guess-
he go. I wonder what that was.
Can I guess it is the same book that our friend goddess had?
Oh yes, it
Mhm.
sounds quite the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
And this led him to the coven and the dwarven artificer, who was crafting items, quite skilled. It seems he was responsible for a great many leaps of dwarven architecture and science. Several of his clockworks. He built the first sentient automaton. And that creature's name was and that automaton's name was I want to make sure I get to remember which one it is. Go down here. I have a spreadsheet for all this. His name was Titanite.
Titanite.
Yes.
Isn't he the same knight when our friend, what's his name? Oh God, I forget. I'm looking to the note.
Diorite.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems that he found a gem, Titanite, that was infused with the energies of the outer planes. It seems that this gem had come through. It's not native to Oregon in and of itself, and using that gem instead of regular metal, infusing the metal with that and making the automaton out of this gem instead of regular metals allowed him to make a core that sustained this creature and gave it sentience. Unfortunately, this was strictly a weapon of war to fight the dragons that had emerged. Titanite is a barbarian for all intents and purposes. Basically, a giant rage machine. He stands about 15 feet tall. His specifications list him as weighing approximately 500 pounds.
Beefy boy.
And carries a large two-handed sword.
Right.
Which is said to be able to cleave through even the strongest dragon hide.
Okay.
He was basically unleashed into the world by the dwarves. He was used by the dwarves basically as a weapon. That basically he was point and click. Look, dragon, go kill it. And he would wander off into the battlefield, slaughtering the dragonborn minions and lesser and greater dragons that were unleashed upon the world. He is lost in time. It says that he had plans for more, but never got a chance to complete them due to him
Right.
being, he's Theodorin is basically the Guardian Project seems to have consolidated their power. He used his ability to make these kind of cores to make a vessel that was used to harness the energies of your extended family.
Idiots. You can't control that kind of power.
Well, they didn't control them. They bottled them up. They were going to use that kind of power, but Charles Muldoon was smart enough to know that you needed to. This power was not meant for mortals,
Yeah.
and devised a plan of hiding them away, which he did. Him and Winifred and Agatha decided that they would hide these away from mortals. Theodorin wanted to use the power to basically power more things, bigger and better automatons and bigger and better machines and bigger and better, benefits to society. So he was not happy. And Ani Sabot succumbed to the temptation to use one of them and was put down by her sister. And you know what happened in that situation.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm trusting this Guardian project less and less and less and less the more I learn about them.
Yes, it seems that there's several of these journals are about the Guardian Project. It looks like there's about 2 or 3 of them in the library. And they basically detail what you guys already know. It seems that they had a falling out and that only Agatha... It says that Charles Muldoon went away and was never heard from again. However, his physical description bears a striking resemblance to someone else. Tall, long-haired, quite knowledgeable in the arts, the magical arts. And it says he went away to build a retreat to focus on his studies and learn more. Ember and Jorah and Krenkus, I would like each of you to give me a wisdom check. Straight roll.
I do have advantage on these. Oh, Christ.
So Ember gets a 7 and a 21.
I got it. 21.
This sounds like the Dark Mage.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of just what I was thinking.
But now you know his real name.
Yeah.
Wait, Charlatan is the Dark Mage.
Yes. Khaz'goroth is the name he assumed after several years, apparently, or several hundred years when people forgot about Charles Muldoon. He remade himself.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that name later on when I meet him. Hope he doesn't kill me the moment I say his name. But it will be funny to do that. Joragal will put that in his mind. But here's a question.
Yep.
Charlatan, we learned that Charlatan is the mage that's been studying all his years to achieve something, and he the one who get that book. And wasn't he strong from the start because he was half?
Well, he was according to the story, he was basically a wandering magician. Think of him as basically like a first level mage. He could do like little tricks and stuff, and he was basically just wandering the land, showing off his limited skills for in taverns and bars until he found a book, and then became quite powerful.
Kind of basically, he got lucky.
He got really lucky.
I mean, I can, but okay, the book just say that, but it doesn't explain more about something else because
It does not say. It does not say that he was half dragon. It does not say that this was his father. It doesn't say any of that. It says he was basically a washed up traveling flim flam artist. Basically like, look what I can do. I can make this teleport from here to here. And basically just like minor illusions and things. And basically he happened upon a book that basically gave him a lot of magical secrets, and apparently he held on to it for a while. And then, he helped them bind these creatures. And then when the rift happened, he wanted to use their power to unlock more magical secrets. Unfortunately,
Of course he did.
well, he was one of the ones that said he wants to unlock the power, but it's not good for just regular people. Like, you can't just walk down the street and hand some random. He didn't want random people like finding the orbs. He wanted to know where he wanted to put them away for safekeeping so he could use them.
Of course he did. Dumbass.
Which is why him and Agatha and Winifred hid them. But you don't know why they were lost, why he forgot, or why Agatha forgot where they were. There's nothing in these stories that tells you where they put them or why they were lost to time. That might be questions you should probably those are questions you should probably ask him and her.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean,
anything you want to tell us?
Well, Jorah knows where he's at.
I know where he is. I want to go to him, piss him off more. I think he's the type that the more you know about him, the more angry, the more he hates
No.
you.
The more you know about him, the more like the Wizard of Oz he becomes.
Yeah, okay. I can't see that, but he's like, imagine
He's still very
Wizard of
powerful.
Oz, but it have all the power he proclaimed. That's the difference. You get what I mean?
Yeah, he started off as a wizard. Now he's not the wizard anymore. He's yeah.
I'm beginning to suspect he may not be quite as powerful as he claims he is.
I don't know. You
Half
guys,
of what he's
that well, knowing how powerful that book is, spending any kind of time with it does make you quite powerful.
Yeah, it does. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to underestimate him by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't think that he's the sort of demigod like son of a void dragon that he's proclaiming himself to be.
Well,
Cheeky little shit.
well, that takes you most of the night. That takes you 8 hours
Yeah, fair enough.
of stuff. Then you guys will get your 8 hours of long rest. You guys will get your 8 hours of long rest. Krankus, you
Yes.
During your guys' research, you do find two pieces of information that was overlooked by these two while they were like you're helping translate stuff. You're like, okay, this is what this looks like. This looks like, and your languages are.
Hold on.
You speak Giant.
Common, Deep Speech, Dwarvish, Giant, Orc, Undercommon, and Other, which I guess is probably Minotaur.
So, or no, the other was the one that you didn't choose, and I will. I don't know why it says Other.
This typed in there, I can always just get rid of it.
Yeah, it says Other. All right, it's Dorian, which is basically a combination of Undercommon and it's like ancient. It would be ancient Deep Speech. Like Deep Speech is used by things that all live underground and stuff. And you have picked this up because of your time in the slave pens, and you run into a lot of people, right?
Okay.
You have a lot of interactions with various, Duergar, people that live underground forever. You hear all these kind of things, and there's some of them. You ran across two people who spoke the ancient, the ancient way. Like their clan still spoke the ancient language, right? The original. And you picked that up because, well, you got nothing better to do. Right? Like you train, you eat, and you spend like 6 hours, 8 hours a day doing diddly squat with these people, hanging out in the gladiator pens.
Long days of boredom, moments of frightened terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you pick up the
hours of boredom, seconds of frightening terror.
Basically being in the army.
Yeah, so you picked up a lot of these languages because of that.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay.
Also, the Dwarvish, Giant, and Orc were the languages that were around your village, right? Trading and stuff. And because your dad was one of the, lead trader guards, right? The head guy that would go out protecting these trade caravans. You kind of picked that up because some of the stuff was in Dwarven. You went with him a couple of times, and he's like, "Look, you don't want to be rude, right? You should always at least be able to say hello. How are you doing? Introduce yourself in their language." So you were taught this. You find a couple of passages that are written in Dorian.
Okay.
One of them refers to the Lich Kalendor.
Okay.
Which you remember. Well, you don't remember. The other two will remember. But he lived in a black tower.
Okay.
It was supposed to be protected by spirits. And people assumed that he and the Dark Mage were one and the same. It's kind of like their stories are kind of intertwined. That's kind of like the legend that you've heard. Everybody has heard of the Dark Mage, right? And right, everybody's heard of him. It's like, ooh, the Dark Mage. Like if you don't eat your veggies, the Dark Mage is going to come and get you and turn you into a toad, or that kind of thing. Or he has raised armies of undead. What you find out in this passage is that Kalendor is not a nom de guerre of the Dark Mage. Kalendor is actually a lich.
Right.
He is very much his own person. His black tower is supposed to be underground, and because this is written in Dorian, you're like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense because this is about as deep underground as you can get if you're speaking Dorian, right?
Yeah.
Like only the people in the deepest, darkest, corner of the Underdark are speaking this language. His tower is in the Underdark.
Okay.
in what's supposed to be an old a cavern that was used as a graveyard for these mythical beasts. Think of it like an elephant graveyard where the elephants go to die, right? These mystical beasts. And the name doesn't translate well. It basically means slithering serpent.
Okay.
But it's not quite serpent. It's more like worm, WURM, right? Which is more dragony than it is snaky. And basically he built his tower out of the bones of these things in their graveyard to like use their power.
Okay.
So you know the difference between the two of them now.
Right.
The other thing is, you find another passage written like that, but it is about a weird ship that could fly,
Okay.
captained by a white lion.
That sounds familiar.
And
Oh my god!
whose crew was as mismatched as the items on the ship. The ship looked like it had been cobbled together by random pieces of wood and metal.
Yes.
It
How
mentions
long
it,
ago?
it mentions his first mate, which is a small gnomish woman, a mage of some rapport, a mage of some skill, and a helmsman who is described as probably the most unhinged gnome you will ever meet.
Mr. Tibbles.
Yep. This passage is from the oldest text book that you guys found.
Do I have any way of judging how old this text is?
Well, no, there is a date, but it makes no sense to you once Krankus points it out. Because I'm assuming Krankus is like, I found Leon!
No. Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note of that particular date, but is from the context of anything else in the book or an evaluation of the material?
It predates it. It is based on the date that you found, the kind of reference dates that you guys have found before, and the reference date to the dragons arriving. It's about 100 years before the dragons arrive.
Oh god.
Which would put it about, for your timeline, would put it about 3,000 years ago.
Right, or at least we've got some idea when Leon is at the moment.
Oh.
And he's doing okay, apparently.
Apparently he's doing well, yeah.
Oh.
Apparently he's doing
a good
okay.
job.
It's a roller coaster of emotion for Krankus.
Yeah. The passage reads is basically that the heroic captain, whose name is not pronounceable in their tongue, saved
Snagglepuss.
basically saved the area that they're in from a large beast using the weapons on the ship.
Right.
The creature seems to be some sort of mutated gray render by its description.
Right.
If you guys know what a gray render is, right? The big, huge beast that runs around chewing chewing things up. It's basically a large, nearly sightless monster with a huge mouth, and can rip trees up out of the ground. This one seemed to be terrorizing the countryside, and they stopped it. That's what this passage is about. It doesn't give a lot of details. Like, it kind of describes, like I said, it describes the ship as being like cobbled together and just random pieces of stuff.
Sounds about right. Carpentry was never one of Leon's fortes. Sailing ships, yes. Carpentry, not so much.
Hey, you guys built square wheels for a cart and used them.
When was that? I don't remember that one.
That was like the second episode. Like, literally.
I don't remember, but
Yeah, like the second episode. But once you reveal the name of Calidor to your friends, Ember. Actually, Jorah. Jorah, give me a wisdom save or wisdom check, please. You have advantage.
I'll take that advantage. 20.
That's good start.
You didn't think Krankus could read.
Yeah. Krankus is like, look, I found Calidor, and it's not like the Dark Mage. Your memory does contain some information about Calidor.
Okay.
Calidor was one of the was basically like a seneschal for one of the kings. There were quite a few of them back in the day. Everybody fighting for position. Like, the whole countryside was basically littered with these guys. But he was one of the ones that used necromancy, and it drove your father ballistic. Like, you remember hearing stories of, like the warriors would have to, leave the water and fight on land and fight these undead things and fight in the water, all the drowned sailors, things like that. He was very much a necromancer. And very much, and the king was quite evil. You don't remember the king's name or, but you know where. We'll go here, activate. And this sparks a memory. We'll go down here, right here.
Oh, the North.
Oh,
Yes, right there.
in the sea.
Yeah, in the inner sea.
Right, okay.
That is where your kingdom was.
Wait, just to be sure. The kingdom of that evil king.
No, the kingdom of your kingdom is here.
Okay.
We were practically neighbors, Jorah, and we never knew it. It's like the classic movies. We grew up next to each other, never knew we existed.
Yeah.
Like, while I say that, I will look to him like, It was not
so
exactly me, but
it was the ancient king that lived in the Sunless Citadel.
Okay. And
Which is why it's called the Sunless Citadel, because a dark cloud hung over it nearly all the time back in the day. Because, well, necromancy has a tendency to bring bad shit around when you do it all day, every day.
Does it say anything about the motivative of that king?
He wanted to conquer everything. Unfortunately, give me another wisdom. This one's at regular, and the DC's pretty high, so.
Oh. Natural 20.
Natural 20. A 21 is not
nice one.
quite big enough.
It's impossible, DC.
Well, it's not impossible. You could have had some bardic inspiration if somebody had thought about it ahead of time, or some guidance.
I know he was. I'll give him. We can give him guidance.
I Crankus blesses you for all that's worth.
Yeah. You know that it did. You know that there was some sort of internal strife between the king and Calidor, but other than that, you don't know. That's about it.
But I know now where the location of my kingdom, of my lost kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay, that is good.
And that's thanks to Crankus. So you owe Crankus a big, huge thank you. Big warm fuzzy hug. Big warm fuzzy hug.
No, actually, I own the other side of his eyebrow.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys finish this all up, and you have a long rest. In which case, you are going to be teleporting. You guys get up in the morning, have breakfast, collect yourselves and the crew, and teleport them way out to here, to the hive. As you guys arrive, you see about half a dozen Thri-Kreen warriors that are, on different ridges, and they kind of make an alert noise, chittering and stuff, and blow a little horn, and then one of them comes down and says, "Oh, welcome, saviors, come."
Thank you.
Sure.
And I will. We'll follow the Thri-Kreen.
The captain looks at you and goes, "You know these guys?"
Yeah,
We helped them out in the past.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Don't worry. No. They're friendly, and we'll put in a good word and introduce you. So
Yeah.
that way.
Well, we're supposed to go. There's supposed to be some
Yeah.
caverns around here somewhere inside that we have to go into.
Well, let's introduce you to the right people and see whether or not we might be able to get you. Out.
You were brought in, and you guys kind of have a vague. Crankus knows exactly where he's going. Like Crankus is like, okay, we're left. Like you see, Crankus is just like walking ahead of you guys. He's almost like, the Thri-Kreen is walking, and Crankus is walking directly behind him, lockstep. And they bring you to the captain. It is the ones who saved us. Thank you again. Our hive is
You're
once
most
our own.
welcome.
The queen has been quite busy. She cannot be disturbed.
That we didn't come to disturb you. Here, allow me to introduce, and I'll introduce the captain and
Birdie and Mad
Bergen and whoever else came along with him.
Yeah, their
Whoever
group
else came along
looks
with
just as weird as yours do. You got a dwarf dressed in all black.
Yeah.
You got the sexy first mate. You got the weird looking goblin, and you got the right honorable Captain Grimes, who looks way out of his league right now. Like he's like his feet are like shifting in the sand a little bit. Like he's like trying to like get his land legs. Because even on the atoll, you can feel the water a little bit. He's like, "Greetings." Well, Matt, he does a little flourish with his hand, and
without going into too much detail, Captain, and I'm turning back to the Thri-Kreen captain.
Yeah.
Colleagues here need to do a little bit of exploration in the areas. They know where it is. They've got an idea where it is. I was wondering if you could assign somebody just to guide them down there.
Oh, yes, we don't go down very far. There's about 3 levels deep, and then it leads off into some uncharted territories. We have never gone. We have never needed to expand that far, so we just have guards there. The occasional dog mole, or carrion crawler, tries to come through. But other than that, it's fairly benign. We just don't have any need to use those tunnels yet.
Well, if we, my Krankus and Jorah and I need to be popping off, but the captain here, has got a task that he needs to perform. Can I leave him in your capable hands and let you guys get on with things?
Oh, anything for you. They will be treated as if they are clutch mates.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the Queen is busy. We don't
yeah.
want to disturb her. Please just say that we extended our good wishes and will and hope things are going well with her.
Oh, thank you. You guys exchange some pleasantries, and as you turn to walk away, Grimes leans over and goes, "What the hell's a dog mole?"
No idea. Don't worry. Listen, I'm sure it'll be fine. And whatever it is, I'm confident that Robin wouldn't have chosen you if you weren't capable.
Oh yeah,
of
doing
whatever.
Bring him up again. I see. I'm trying not to say him out loud because he might show up.
Look, listen. If it gets a bit hairy down there, speak his name.
Yeah. Okay.
It's worth having all the help you can get. Anyway, as promised, I've delivered you here. We're going to pop off onto Embry now, and then return back to the atoll. Mabel, whilst I'm in Embry, I'll have a word about the lad and make sure that he's looked after.
Okay.
Before we jump off, I will start take back step far, and I will call Robin name.
Nothing happens.
God damn it.
Turns up when he feels like it.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
But
All right, will you say your adieus? You guys, out of courtesy, do not teleport while you're inside the hive. You guys kind of walk outside a little bit.
Yeah.
Blink, and you appear outside the cheese factory.
Perfect.
Which apparently is quite busy. There are the front doors are wide open. As you kind of see, you can kind of see the side door. You see wagons kind of pulling in and a wagon pulling out. It's all a hustle and bustle.
Go into the factory and look around for whoever's in charge.
Oh, Bork is in there. And as soon as you come in, Bork has a clipboard in his hand, and it looks like he's in charge of shipping and receiving. He is pointing, and it looks like you guys have, not only are you making cheese here, it also looks like you've installed part of a brewery with several monk types that are kind of tending to the hops and yeast in the barrels, the big open barrels and stuff. And Bork is like, yeah, those barrels, those are going over to the Seneschal's estate, and then those are going to Tibbet's, and then that cheese there is specifically for Xantar. Do not give it to anyone else, or they could die. And all of a sudden, he kind of catches you, and you're like, and you two, and he, points at two porters. You're like, you go with. Boss. Hey there. Just taking care of some deliveries for the day.
I didn't want to disturb you. You seem to be doing a very good job. I'm only in Embry. Wanted to drop by, make sure everything was fine, get a catch up, and make sure that there's nothing that needed my immediate attention. And
well,
are any of the other management about? I just wanted to.
I'm in charge of the I'm in charge here. Aslip is at the council again.
I understand that's
If it-
taking a lot of time. at the moment.
If it were me, I would just tell the council to kick rocks and to let us do our thing. Apparently, there's some big brouhaha about how fast they're going to pay us back for building the walls, for giving them the money to build the new walls. So there's that thing.
Look, I'll let them. I'll let him negotiate that. He's more than capable. I'm very happy that you're doing the job that you're doing, Book. Carry on. I just want, as I said, I just wanted to drop by and make sure things were running smoothly and you didn't need anything from me. How are the guild coppers at the moment? Do you need any?
Oh no, no. We're the only supplier of cheese, specialty cheeses, and we've us in the Temple of Fasoon. They are making a special kind of ale. I don't know how it's done, but we can't make enough of it to keep it on the shelves.
Fantastic.
We're gonna have to expand. Do you mind if we? Because the boss was asking. The Aslip was asking. We couldn't get a hold of you. Can we finish clearing off what's left of your house and expand the warehouse?
Yes.
Awesome.
No problem.
Can you sign?
Yes,
he flips open a couple, like an empty parchment, hands you like this quill. He's like, "Can you just write that down and sign it so he knows that you said it and I didn't?"
No. That's absolutely fine. What I'll do is I'm gonna write down a couple of instructions on the paper. One of which is you have my full permission to use the destroyed property however you need to. If you want to expand into there, no problem. The other thing I want to stipulate is 5% of the profits from selling the booze go towards the orphanage.
Okay. He also looks and goes, one more thing. Can you tell the imp that we can have the land? Because he won't let anybody on there. He's been trying to clean it. He's been trying to clean it the whole time, but he's.
Okay, I will have a word.
Right. So you go out the back door.
In fact, I will do that right now.
So you guys go out the back door, and there is literally your destroyed house, the crater that was your house, and you see this imp has set up like this makeshift kitchen in this like 30-foot crater, and is busy mumbling to himself and like three little pixies that are the pixies that were his helpers, and just he sounds like Gordon Ramsay, right? No, that doesn't go there. You're useless, and and you have no idea what he's making because it doesn't look edible at all.
No. I'm going to wander. I shall wander up and say, I understand that you've been to resurrect the old place, or at least look after it.
Yeah. Oh, mistress. Yes. Sweet. Somebody in charge. Look. I got a problem. Your brother was the one that summoned me, and until he releases me, I can't go home. But since he's dead, I guess technically you would inherit it. I mean, I'm not exactly up on my demon contracts. Like, I don't understand a lot of it. Like, I like to cook. That's what I like to do. But I can't leave the premises because he didn't give me permission to leave the premises.
Okay, let's assume that I've now got the contract, and you're now beholden to me.
Cool. Matt checks out.
First of all, thank you. That's absolutely fine. What is going to happen is that they're going to expand the warehouse over this property to get them to build a kitchen in there.
Oh, so I can cook food for everybody?
Or everybody who wants it.
Oh, that is awesome. And I'm in charge.
Charge of the kitchen.
Great. That's perfect. Can I hire more help? Because these knuckleheads, and you see the 3-year-old pixie's like, yeah.
Up within reason, I don't mind you hiring on 1 or 2 assistant helpers. I don't want to come back and find 47 people here.
Oh, okay. So max limit is 46. Got it.
No, the max limit in the kitchen of you as the chef and other chef/stroke helpers is 5.
Fine. So 2 more.
In
Okay.
total, 6 of you.
Okay. Counting these knuckleheads, they don't take up any space.
You know.
They don't take any space, but they can't carry anything.
Hire a few more people. That's not a
Okay.
problem.
All right. Awesome. Would you like it? Would you like a sandwich? And he hands you this. It looks like it's made out of dead rat. Like the tail is still on it. Crankus, this smells
very
delicious.
But
I knew you were going there with that. Yeah, me, the person, don't want it, but yeah, Crankus is like, oh, this is a delicacy.
Yeah. It's an RLT. Rat, lettuce, and tomato. It's quite crunchy too. Like it's like burnt on the outside to singe all the hair off, and still gooey on the inside. So it just kind of melts like cheese. And there's a nice cheese on it too. You have no idea. This is new cheese to you.
Okay.
Well, it's beer cheese. They started making beer cheese because they got the brewery and they got the cheese factory, so they're making beer cheese, which goes in every pub, right? You sell the beer, you sell the cheese to go with the beer.
hey, look, these guys seem to know what they're doing. I'm happy to leave.
Bork is quite the entrepreneur.
Hey, great. That's exactly what I want. Perfect. I'm going to going to go back in to see Bork.
Right. Just as you walk into Bork, you hear this loud crashing noise as you hear a couple barrels start to roll. Look out! Oh, sorry, my bad. And as you enter, you see Bork reaching down and grabbing this poor little goblin who, imagine if you fell down an ugly tree, hit every branch, and then climbed back up and jumped out of it again.
Right.
Like you've seen Mad Eye Mabel.
Average goblin.
Right. Well, no, you've seen Mad Eye Mabel, right?
Yeah.
Now, his charisma is a 2.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
this poor guy.
I'm going to grab Bork.
Yeah.
I'm going to just grab Bork quickly and say 2 things, Bork.
Yeah. Yes.
First of all, I've spoken to the imp. Everything is fine. You're welcome to expand out across as much of that land as you need to expand the warehouse. Only one stipulation: I want you to a small part of the warehouse, make a kitchen, and the imp is going to run the kitchen.
Oh, good. We can feed our workers instead of having to let them take breaks. Sounds great.
Exactly. So that's and just leave him in charge. Leave him in charge of the kitchen. You're in charge of everything else.
Yeah, he's literally still got this goblin like 6 feet off the ground. Like he's still holding this goblin up at eye level.
Secondly, Bork, that particular goblin.
This one
he's a relative of a friend of mine.
Oh, it means I can't eat him, doesn't it?
please don't eat him. And secondly, if you can find him a nice quiet job somewhere where he's not going to get into trouble and he's not going to cause too much trouble, and just and just
I
pay
have
him
the perfect
pay him
job
a
for
standard
him.
guild wage. Pay him a standard guild wage. Make sure he's looked after, and make sure he stays out of trouble.
I have the perfect job for
That
him. And he pulls the goblin in front of him and pulls him straight up close to his face. He goes, "Now listen here. This is very, very important. You're going to go out there into the rubble and you're going to stack everything in nice, neat piles as high as your head
perfect.
until
That
it's
should
all
keep him out
cleared
of trouble
off."
for a while.
Yeah, because the only person he can hurt is the imp and 3 pixies. Because nobody else is out
Exactly.
there. Like, Bork seems like perfect middle management. He's like, go.
Seems mental note to self. Remind me to give him a raise.
Yeah, he seems like perfect middle management. Like he sends
absolutely.
so he sends the goblin out to start stacking garbage, and the goblin you hear Nabifoot go, "Oh, it's just like home." Oh, you hear him like kind of sniffle a little bit. You see him kind of dry his eye with his little like crotchety hand, and he's kind of like, you notice that his pants, one leg is shorter than the other, like the other one kind of flops under his foot a little bit. Yeah. Everything on him seems like he pulled it out of a dumpster, and he probably did.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
well,
it's all mismatched. And he's like, "Thank you so much. I'll never forget this." As he steps out of the thing, trips over a rock, and then rolls down into the crater.
And he's
I'm
gonna
going to just let him get up. I'm going to let the imp get on with it. I'm going to let him get on with it. I'm going to let Bork get on with it because he's obviously in control and knows what the hell he's doing. I am not going to interfere in the council. They can sort all that shit out. What I am going to do, if I remember correctly, there's a rather decent inn.
Oh yes, the inn.
Perfect.
The Golden Chariot is one that is owned by where's his name? Xantar.
Yeah. Okay, that's
The
perfect.
commerce
What
guild.
we're gonna-
The Frostborn Flagon is also upscale, and it is one of your subsidiaries.
well, in which case we'll stay at the Frost.
Like you don't own it. You own a fraction of it.
Yeah, that's fine. But we'll stay there. But we'll stay there, and I want to get rid of this great sword and this couple of suits of armor, and I know Manan wants to do some shopping as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? You want to do a one-shot called Ember Gets a Resolution Pass with the council?
Believe me, the council doesn't want me to turn up.
Which great sword are you
I'm
talking
in
about?
so much trouble.
The dragon.
I'm talking about the Dragon's Breath one, the Tainted Moonblade. I'm keeping because I'm going to give that to the Bay
So
Queen.
the Waken Wrath.
Wasn't we gonna keep that for Leon when he show up?
He doesn't need it, believe me. Seriously, I've looked at it. It's a really nice great sword, but he's got 2 or 3 other weapons that are superior to that. He's never going to use it.
You find that there is absolutely no one who is willing to take this off your hands, except the Fighters Guild is willing to, and a representative of Mr. What's his name? Fibbles.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me make sure I find the right page here.
No problem. And I've also got the 2 suits of +2 plate, which I assume that the Fighters Guild might be interested in as well.
I was just on the page and lost it.
I'll take credit notes for it. It's a lot of money.
No, he's actually going to He wants to know if you would be willing to trade it instead.
I'm always open to suggestion.
Wow. I literally just lost an entire page of stuff that I was just staring at 2 seconds ago. It's the list of everybody who works there. I was just looking at it.
Jorah, whatever the cost of any healing potions and stuff that you buy, let me know and I'll chip something towards it for you. You shouldn't be spending all your money on it.
Oh, don't worry. I will see when, and I will tell you. And
Yeah.
and when finish all that, I need to distribute the potion that that we got to all of us. So to make sure each one of us have a potion, and I hope someone, when I give him a potion, he use it.
Me?
Hey, listen.
No, I'm talking to the wall. Yes, you.
The wall? Why would the wall need a potion?
Last time I begged you.
Sorry, I found it. Yeah, Mr. Phibbles, the Artificers Guild. He is willing to trade that for you. The 2 suits of plate mail. The Fighters Guild will give you. Where's my money? I think it's. I have to double check the cache here.
I know. I've got a. I know how much cash I've got.
+2. All right, so you can. I'm not even going to make you roll because the minimum you can get is like a 22 to convince somebody to buy shit from you. Basically.
Oh no! 27.
27. So yeah. So you're gonna get 3.
Yeah, my persuasion is +17, and the minimum I can roll is a 10. So
You're gonna make me do math. Damn it.
Hey, listen, I'll do the math for you if you like. Mental calculations are quite speedy.
You're gonna get 4,500 apiece for those.
4,500.
Yes.
Okay. So that's basically $3,000 each.
Yeah. No. A piece. So you get 9,000 total.
4,500. Oh, 9,000 each. Okay, cool.
4,500 apiece, so 9,000 total. So we'll
so
delete that one.
That'll give me 42.
Delete that one. Anything else you guys want to get rid of while you're here?
Let me check. I'm not gonna get rid of armor because I love armor. Not a shield. I love shield. I love my daggers. If they're more dagger, I'm gonna buy more daggers.
And the Wakened Dragon's Wrath Greatsword? He wanted to trade an item for that.
Oh, yes. He has a... he's like... well, I can't really afford... I normally do things in trade. So is there something you're looking for? I have several items. One I could give for you. One I could give for your less than small friend, and
yes.
one for your
Well, I tell you what.
smaller person.
Tell us what's on offer, and as I said, I'm open to negotiation and I'm open to a deal. But let's see what's on the table. I assume that we're talking about trading the great sword for one of these items.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That's fair enough. Just so long as I know what the rules are.
He goes, how well, I have this thing that I want to kind of get rid of. And I was wondering, sorry, I'm trying to find these are on here. So I don't even know if you guys could use it or not. To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out this. He goes over to his little shelf and he pulls out a small little curio, and he's like, "How about this?" And he gives you he shows you basically it's a rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "This is quite powerful."
And what is it?
I'm
not familiar.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's called an ion stone.
Okay. I've vaguely heard of those before. My understanding is that different types of stone produce different effects.
Yes. I don't know. This one is really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It basically makes you better at everything.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
He also has another thing that he's willing to trade, but the issue with it is you can't really wander around with it. And he's like, I have this mirror. It's in the back. I can't look at it. Well, nobody can look at it. Not really.
Okay.
If you spend too much time looking at it, you end up being sucked into it. It's really good to use for like I have it in front of my big vault.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what it does, and most people don't. So when they walk past it, kind of see the reflection, they look at it, and then poof, gotcha.
Right.
But you can't really carry it around because it's like your height. I'm willing to. I mean, I'll let you have it.
And the third item you mentioned?
Oh, well. Uh, that one is this ring. I really don't want to get rid of it, but that's a really good sword, and I don't have one of those, especially one that's been sitting in a dragon's hoard.
Yeah. No. It is a. What type of ring is it?
Oh, it's well, it's got stars all over it. It does something. I'm not quite sure, but it's I was told that it does where? Oh, it's because it's. It basically has got a lot of lightning and stuff in it.
Right. Okay. Well, if I could just have a very quick word with my colleagues.
Sure.
I'm going to I'll turn around to Jorah and Craig and say, I don't think that the mirror would be worth us taking. The Ion Stone or the ring could be potentially useful to
Yes.
to us. I'm happy to trade it for either one of them. If either of you really want either of the two items, I'm happy for you to have it. If you're not particularly fussed, then I'll have the Ion Stone. But I'm more than happy for you guys to choose either of the two items if there's one that you particularly want and have it.
I mean, I don't think working with a mirror will be a good idea.
No.
No, I agree. I think the choice is between. I think it's something like a ring of like lightning or ring of shooting stars or ring of something like that.
All right.
Okay. Which which could be very good for Jorah because it'll allow him to fire a different kind of damage other than fire.
Yeah.
Sure.
At range. So that's a possibility.
Give me an Arcana check, both of you.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got advantage on these. So. Actions. Arcana. Excellent.
Oh, okay. So the two of you were like talking about this, and the ring is quite powerful, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It does have some stars on it. Like it looks kind of like maybe you know what it is. The Iron Stone, as you're like, can I take another look at it? And you're kind of like holding the thing, and you're looking at it. You notice that it has a rune on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the rune is of Vidian, the god of knowledge.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we're taking that.
Well, yeah. Look, if I think that basically that will give you like a +1 on if it is what I think it is, it basically gives you a +1 your proficiency bonus.
All right.
Okay.
Isn't a
so
bad thing.
I mean,
no. Considering proficiency bonus also includes your to hit with weapons,
Mm-hmm.
an additional +1 in that is amazing. You know, it'll help you with any saving throws that you're proficient with. It'll help you with anything that you tie your proficiency bonus to. It'll help. So if of the three of them, I think that one is, in my opinion, by far the best because it just gives you a passive bonus that you're using all the time.
Yeah.
If-
I'm with you
if
100% with that.
To be honest with
Go
you,
ahead.
it would be really nice for me, but I would more than happily either of you two guys take it as well.
And it just give proficiency bonus and
+1.
+1. Is that all?
Yeah, but think about how many things are tied to your proficiency bonus.
Because it have for me, like I know yours, it will give more harder for enemy, especially your DC will be higher, and I like that.
Mm.
I believe for me it will give me more. I mean,
It'll give you +1 to hit. It'll give you +1 all your saving throws that you're proficient with. It'll
yeah.
give you +1 on all the ability checks that you've got, skills that you're proficient in.
Mm.
You know,
Anything that has a number of uses limit tied to your proficiency bonus, like
proficiency bonus, you get
I
one
can
more.
use, yeah, I can do this. You can do something X amount of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
It adds +1 to all that.
To be honest with you, it would be
He's
great
also
for any of us.
he's also willing to. He also has another Iron Stone that he's willing to give away.
Okay.
This one is has a rune on it that looks like the Ember. It looks like the rune from your book, like the cover of your book.
Right. Okay. Okay. So that's probably something like intellect ironstone then. Fantastic. Well, look, I mean that again would help anybody.
Yeah.
+2 on your int is good for any
+2
character.
Well, no, not. Well, no,
Maybe I
like the book that you are attuned to.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
the
same
grimoire.
rune. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I ask him? Can I, with a bit of subtle questioning, can I find out what it does? If you know.
It's for spellcasters. I don't really know what it does. I got it as part of a collection.
Yeah,
Right.
that's probably the intellect one, right?
It could be absorption. It could be reserve. So reserves.
Yeah,
Reserves.
he's not gonna let you take the time to identify it. Is the thing. Like this is like he gets stuff. You know that he's an artificer and he knows some stuff, but he's trying not to give away how powerful anything. He's a shrewd business person, right? He knows that he's like he goes, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I really hate to do this, but I'll tell you what these actually do. But
Thank you. Yeah.
But this is the key. I need you. I would like you to. Your friend Leon, who doesn't appear to be with you, said that he could probably find me something. But he never got back to me about it.
What particular thing was that?
Oh, he was looking for like something made by giants.
Anything in particular?
A claw from a dragon. The hammer of the Frost King. The head of a thornbill. And there were a couple of other things that Leon had written out. Basically, he's looking for really exotic stuff that nobody else has. Like iron stones, these are pretty rare, but
yeah, they are.
They're rocks, right? Like they're not as glamorous as like having a giant frost hammer on the side of the wall, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if you jot down,
and he looks at you and says, I noticed that you have a You're still wearing the crown, right?
Oh yeah.
Because that seems really, really cool. Because I've never seen one of those before. Is that a crown of the ages, perhaps?
Yes, yes, it is.
I'd be more than happy to tell you in exchange for that.
Unfortunately, no. I need this. This is something. This is an item of power that I use. I would be happy to.
He goes, well, what about that? And he points to the whip that's coiled up on Jorah's hip.
About what?
The whip that you have on your hip.
Oh, the
He's interested in acquiring the whip. Do you ever use that thing?
No, I don't use it, but yeah, I'm thinking. And what he promised to exchange for the if we give him that.
He'll tell you exactly what these magic items do. Because right now you guys are guessing.
Okay, so no, for I'm like this whip is what, like almost like a legendary action, and he will just. I'm gonna tell you.
He's asking for a very rare or legendary magic item for a bit of information that I could get by casting Identify in 10 minutes.
Yeah, no.
But he's not gonna let you cast Identify. Like that's like you guys are. So Ember, you very much understand how this process works. Like buying something without actually knowing exactly what it does is kind of risky. Like he obviously knows what the sword is, or at least has a good idea what the sword is, right?
I've got a good idea of what one of the Iron Stones does.
Yeah,
which is the mastery one. And if I'm going to trade the sword, it's almost certain I'd be trading it for that. So I'm pretty confident that I know enough to be able to make the trade reasonably.
But what about the other one?
Well, he's not going to trade it for both of them, is he?
No. He's wanting the other Iron Stone is the one you're kind of confused about.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if I have a choice between the mastery and any other Iron Stone, I'm taking the mastery one because proficiency bonuses. The bonus to the +1 on a proficiency bonus at this point is so useful to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would suggest I will tell him thank you but no thank you. I am happy to make the trade for the Iron Stone of Mastery for the Dragon's Breath Greatsword.
Very well. So we will delete this greatsword off of. There's a really good sword.
Please do.
And here is your Iron Stone. And here is your Iron Stone.
Do either of you what are you guys currently attuned to? That you would be prepared to take off for the Iron Stone. Stick it in my inventory for the time being, but we'll give it to whoever in a second.
Yeah, for me, it's the only thing that I'm okay to is the helmet that I'm wearing.
Okay.
That was the other one.
So.
Okay. And
literally, it has 50 charges, and you can spend as many charges as you want when you cast a spell to upcast it.
Oh no! Well, I'm upcasting all of my spells.
Right, but I mean, Jorah can upcast to his heart's content by just like it's like I'm going to cast this, and it's not first level, it's 9th.
Yeah,
there's 8 charges. Kick rocks, you're dead.
Yeah.
I have something in my mind. I can use it as a weapon, and it would be hilarious if I use it because
9th level shadow blade. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like Jorah with the 9th level shadow blade, like shink. Let's get it on. It'd be like the dark saber. Be like the dark saber from the Mandalorian.
Yeah, like that will hit. Like I think it will be.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's what in my head canon, Shadowblade is basically a dark saber.
Yeah.
In my head.
All right, so you guys get
Basically what it
that. Anything else you want to do? Jorah wanted to grab some potions.
Yeah.
Jorah,
So,
you can find as many normal healing potions as you'd like to buy.
Good. By the way, did I get that stone or not?
Well,
If you want it, you can
I put the stone in embers. Would you like it instead?
If
Yeah,
that's okay with
I'm more
them,
than happy for it to go. I'm more than happy for it to go to him if he wants it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
All right.
might use it in the future. But if you need it, just tell me.
That's
Well,
right. At the moment I'm full up of magic items, most of which I don't want. I want to keep the ones that I've got,
right.
and I'm not really. There's very little would convince me to give up. I mean, I'm at the moment I've got the staff, the lute, the Crown of Ages, which allows me to attune to two more others, which is the Ring of Twilight and the Cloak. Sorry, the Ring of Twilight, and the Barrier Tattoo.
Yep.
So,
it is not actually changing. Here, let me fix it. Details. Attuned. There it goes. You're now attuned to it, so you need to. Do you have an open slot?
yeah, I'm removing my unattuned from the helmet.
Oh, from the helmet?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll edit that. Details. Attunement. Oh, helmet of the Sentinel says attunement not required.
What?
yeah, you don't need to attune to it, Betty.
Yeah, the helmet's not attuned.
Wait, I have grace,
Mm-hmm.
and I have. Then I have two open slot for.
No, you've got armor, golden armor.
No, the golden armor. I remember. Rex
No, the
told me
gold-
it's not attuned.
Okay, that's cool. In which case,
No,
Great.
the suit of armor does require attunement by a rogue. Like it's very specific. It says
Oh, I
so.
thought you said.
No. Requires
okay.
attunement by a rogue.
Oh, okay. Then because the last time I remember you said it's
Yeah.
not attunement. But yeah, okay, no problem. The suit of gold of shadow armor is attunement. I have like I already have open slot for a long time.
Yeah.
okay. Well, so take the Ironstone. Yeah, use the because that gives you +1 to hit on all of your to hit rolls as well.
Yeah, because you're not attuned to Talum's blade anymore.
No,
No.
he knows attuned to grace.
Yes. Yeah, you've had an open slot, so there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so the Iron Stone of Mystery. Now
Mystery. It's working as intended. Your proficiency bonus went up to 7. I fixed it so it is working.
Okay.
All right.
What about the charges? How does that work?
What do you mean?
Wait, there's stone you showed me in the screen because it pop out.
Oh no,
that have 50
that's
charges.
that's a different one. That was the other one.
Oh, okay.
This one just literally makes your proficiency bonus +1. It affects
Oh,
everything that would be affected by it is now affected by it because it raised your proficiency bonus on your character sheet.
Okay.
And you can find up to 50 normal healing potions, like your regular, whatever the 1d4 or whatever.
Okay, can we get any of the more expensive ones?
Yeah.
I assume a limited number if we can.
Yeah.
So you can find up to that. The next one up you can find. There's only 2 available. Remember, you guys, you're still.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm to be fair, I wasn't expecting there to be a lot of them, if any.
So the regular one you can have up to 50 of if you can carry them all.
50.
50.
Yeah, we don't need that many.
Okay.
Two of the
We don't
next,
need that many.
two of the next one, which is what, greater.
Greater than superior.
Yeah.
You can find 7 superior,
I'm gonna buy them.
and that's all that you can find in Embry right now.
Okay.
A lot of them were again. This is not exactly something that's been, put ahead of normal production.
Yeah,
a lot,
100%.
yeah.
So we'll take the two graters, and we'll take
The 7
5
superior.
of the superior.
Well, it takes.
No,
You
we'll
can take
take
all.
5 of them.
No, that's what they have available for sale. They have more. They just
Okay.
you can't get them. That's
Okay, so how much is that going to set us back? Say if we take 10 normal ones.
No, I'm taking the 50, all of them.
Oh, you're taking 50. Oh, you're taking
Yeah.
all of them. All right. How much is it going to cost in total? Then?
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
Let me go. Potion of. Okay, so the potions of greater healing for 2 of those will cost you 300. The potion of healing is 50 apiece, so 2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And then the potions of superior healing is. $31.50.
Okay. Give me a second.
Each.
No,
Or total.
that's total.
Oh, total.
Okay.
So-
So 31.50 plus 2.5 is 5,650. Plus how much for the 2 greater?
The 2 graders are
300.
300.
Okay.
In total. So
Yeah.
that's 5,950.
Yep.
Call it 6 grand. I will give Jorah 3,000
Okay.
in gold towards it.
Can you write the number of the total gold because I need to
Yeah.
put it in.
So is that all the stuff you guys need to do here in Embry? Spend the night,
Yeah.
have a nice meal,
Yeah.
enjoy. Crankus, you go spend some time watching a couple of the new guys fight. This one kobold seems to be very powerful. He is unnaturally quick.
Oh boy.
And he uses what looks like he's taken a claw of some animal and tied it to a stick.
Interesting.
And he is just waylaying on people. It is quite an effective gladiator tool because while it does injure your opponent, it makes the fight last pretty long. So you get a lot of entertainment value out of it. He takes a couple of lumps, but he seems to be hardy enough to take it. And about halfway through the fight, you notice that he kind of tears his shirt off, and you see a couple of small wings pop up off of his back.
Interesting.
And you know this to be an Erd, which is a winged kobold. They're very rare. Probably one in every 10,000 kobolds have wings.
Genetic mutation.
Yeah. And
They're unusual.
yeah, he seems to use them kind of like you do, where he like jumps up on his, he kind of fights like Yoda did, right? Where he's bouncing around, like jumping on top of the guy and flipping off, using his wings to like catch him in midair a little bit so he can hit the guy's back before he lands. He's very impressive. And after the fight, as they, you come down and you have a chat with the other fighters, and you step up to him. He goes, "Master Crankus, it is an honor."
You fight well. You way to use your quickness, and I like that weapon. That's nice.
Oh, someday I hope to have one made out of a dragon's claw. That would be epic.
That it would. I'd come back to see that fight.
Oh. Well, as soon as I finish my tenure, I will have one made by the master.
Ah. Good, 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 good.
It may rival your own.
Shots fired.
Well, I mean that's the kind of hubris that these fighters like. You had the same feeling like when you were starting to kick everybody's ass. You're like, yeah, I'm getting one of those, and mine'll be cooler, and yours is cooler, right?
Right.
100%. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you fight in the pits, you've got to have some confidence. There's no
If you
point
survive
in
the
going in
pits for any length of time, you gotta.
Yeah.
You're
Well, they're not
cowering in the
quite.
corner.
Here, the pits aren't quite as deadly, right?
No,
Like
it's more volunteer, and
yeah.
you're not a slave there. Yeah.
Yeah, the only people who are here, not by their own volition, are crooks, thieves. The ne'er do wells. They don't have a prison system. They have a gladiatorial system.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're bad at it, well, that's just the will, right?
Well, the problem solves itself.
Yes, the problem solves itself. Either you're rehabilitated because you're not in the populace for like 10 years, or you get killed. Okay. Yep. We didn't kill you. You just sucked.
Sorry, Sai, how much you give me 2,000 or 3,000?
3,000.
So, and the
The total
that
cost was 5,950.
5,950.
Your
Okay.
so your total is 2,950. That's what you owe.
Yeah. You spend $3,000, Sai spends $3,000, you guys have all the potions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So go ahead and add those to just go ahead and add those to your sheet. You guys have a nice peaceful night. You eat very well at the inn. They treat you to a nice 4-course meal.
The potion makers are closed for the next week and a half because they have nothing left.
Yeah. Krankus fills up. Like Krankus is like, is there more? And they're like, yes. And he goes, well, why isn't it in front of me? And then you guys teleport back to the atoll, where Jorah explains how this ritual will begin. Basically, you're going to do a few Arcana things. I need both Jorah and Ember to give me an Arcana roll. You guys can have advantage because I'm assuming you're helping each other. Well, you're helping. Well, I'm sorry. Jorah needs to make the roll with Ember helping, so you have advantage. Because you're the one who remembers the ritual. All right.
Okay.
So, everyone who wants to enter her Demences must donate an item that is dear to them. So each one of you pick an item that is dear to you on your character sheet, and then erase it because it is gone.
All my items dear to me.
Well, I was talking about more of the like Jorah's monocle would probably be the thing.
I was thinking of the hand fan myself.
Yeah.
Wait, the gold manacle?
Yeah.
No, I wanted. I need something else.
I'm deleting the hand. I've deleted the hand fan.
All right.
What do I want to get rid of? It's gotta be one of the trinkets. That's all I got.
General item or need to be trinket?
Well, it has to be something that's important to you, like actually important to your character.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have one of the. It might be one of those 4 things that I'm trying to figure out which one I'd want.
Like maybe that locket
Yeah.
or your horse toy.
No. I will
It has to be very important. Like Ember got rid of the fan, and the fan was really important because that's how she got into her tree the first time. Like that was, that was kind of the thing.
Now I remember now the god locket. It is important. Is it important to Jorah? It is
Yeah,
important.
you've
to
had
Jorah.
it.
So,
You've had it nearly this
A long
entire
time.
adventure.
yeah, yeah. I'm like looking to the. Oh God, I feel bad. It's a reminder of the captain and his
Yep.
family. It's hurt.
That's why she requires it.
I'm gonna kill her. Yeah, I'm gonna put that.
All right.
I guess mine would be the tiny wooden carving of the beast.
Oh, the beast carving. So
Yeah.
you all put those in there. You finish the incantation, and you appear. Let me move you here. Oh, come on now.
Let me. That's different. Rest. Where's the?
And we're Superman flying across the lair.
Yeah, well, you need to be here. And
Okay.
hold on. And before you,
How long have you got before you got to ditch, Tom?
10 minutes exactly. I got it.
all right, I'm going to show you.
Ooh, hello.
Oh.
You appear inside a what appears to be a enclosed bubble that stretches around this entire thing of air. You appear in a small circle, which you assume is where everybody shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear, "So, the prince returns and brings me the little goddess and the great beast. I've been expecting you. Are you here to finish your task for me, little prince?"
Just to point out, you seem very knowledgeable and very in the shadow knowledge. I don't know if you can see behind the vein. I don't know if that's the right word to say that. But I hope you notice I'm different. Not little prince.
Two souls fighting for control. Which one will win, I suppose? Do your friends know which one you will be? Do they fear for their life while they sleep in slumber?
I am who I am. I am fully. Even the other one trying to convince me what's right and wrong.
Well,
I'm the one
then,
who decides.
very well. Approach. Make your claim, and I will see if you're worthy. And the three of you feel compelled to approach the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
No, the very bottom, Frankus. You can't actually climb the stairs yet.
Ah.
I didn't go. I didn't put myself on there.
Stop touching your stuff. I'm moving you up there. Every time I go to do something, you guys keep moving your shit. Stop. Stop touching. You approach and you get a sense of awe and wonder from this creature. You can also feel the palpable, not so much evil, but darkness from being this close to her.
Yeah.
And you can feel something probing, pressing against your thoughts.
Yeah, good luck with mind blank up.
Good luck with a blank mind.
And as you feel these probes, Jorah, you feel like your mind is just opened like a book. Krankus, you as well. And Ember, after a brief resistance to this, your mind opens as well. And you hear, now we can have the truth. Now we can see what you really want. I can give it to you for a price. You may ask each questions 3. I will answer truthfully in exchange for a small token. And that's where we're going to end it today, because Tom's got to get out of here in like 6 minutes.
Oh God.
That's a good place to end.
Yep.
So, Tom, to get you out of here real quick, we'll do your favorite Krankus moment, then your favorite Ember, your favorite Jorah, your favorite plot moment, DM moment, and then you can stick around as long as you can. So we'll start with Krankus.
That's good. Yeah, there's a lot of RP today, so not I would have to say, like, I have the vision of him like reading about Leon and getting excited like a school kid. You know what I mean? Like the 5-year-old like who found like the hidden candy or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
Leon! You know that I guess in my mind, like, you know, just like the childlike, like, because for him it is still that whole like wanting to find his friends, and now he's actually even though he's kind of lost in time, for lack of a better phrase. You know, it's still
Well, he's
finally has it.
He's living his but he's living his dream, right? He's the captain of a flying ship, like Leon's living the dream, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to need him back for a while.
I mean, it's even happier for him because he knows that's what Leon, he's probably happy doing it, but he just misses.
Real quick, Ember, your favorite Krankus moment?
I liked it. I like the glee with which he said, Leon. There, I think there were a couple of nice moments where he was sort of, I'm here too.
Yeah.
It was like, don't forget about the big hulking dude that's hovering over.
Yeah, it's like we have a Hulk.
and also
Professor Hulk. Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk. And also it was a nice touch, the conversation with the kobold about the guild. That was too.
Manam, real quick.
Yeah, the idea of you missed a few things in the book, and it is a very important thing to tell. Like, okay, the big friend Minotaur, find that.
Yeah.
Good thing he can't speak that language.
Yeah. Well, that was my thing. Like, you guys are all like pouring over, like super focused, and I just see Krankus like moving this book down, and kind of flipping through the pages. Goes, oh hey, I know what that is, and then from the oh hey, I know what that. Just kind of because I can see Krankus just being bored out of his mind. Like he's over there drawing shit in the dirt, like cracking coconuts with his hammer. Yeah. Comes back over, sits down, kind of moves some books around a little bit. Tom, your favorite Ember moment?
I think it was like as you were describing. I think it was the automaton, and you can see, it was I don't think I trust where this one's going. Like it's kind of like that whole like I know what happens when mortals mess with godlike, like trying to. The best of intentions always lead down a dark path, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's that little moment of that, like, I know where this is going. I know how this story plays out.
Yeah.
So I guess that was mine.
This is not turned out well for the bad for the. And your favorite Jorah moment?
what item to give up. The Mister This I have a use for everything I have. I can't get rid of absolutely anything. Like that's like everything's still important to me. Like that whole thing of like I know if I get rid of this, we're gonna get in a fight, or I need that, or that's like some key moment. I'm gonna need it. I'm not done with it. I'm not done with it. There's nothing that I want to give up, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
he does have he is the ultimate like. He is the guy in your party in an MMO that collects everything, and his entire bank is just stacked full of bags full of random shit that he's collected over 50 levels. It's just like, you're never going to use that. They might make a patch where this shit is useful, and I'll have all of it.
Well, even if it's not abused, some of them it have like insignia, something happened.
Yeah. Tom, your favorite story plot DM NPC moment.
All the lore that you don't like, all the different names and everything else. That is just unreal. Like how much knowledge that is. Like, and how I know you have notes and all that, and that helps. But it's just like how much of that, as another DM, how much work that is. Like, tying. You
guys have had this shit. You guys have had this shit for a long time. Again, this is the. DM trying to tie up some loose ends for the last season, and like, fuck, you guys have got to have some downtime and just look at this shit. And it's like, it's a little, I felt bad because it felt a little railroady to get you guys to do this, but your characters would do this. It's just that you just kind of like been jumping from thing to thing to thing. You're like, we'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it in a minute. And but
it is amazing how much stuff there, how much there is that you have. But,
It's not just that. It's also the up until recently we've had no time to stop.
That's not true. So to be fair, you guys have had plenty of time during your long rest, that hour and a half before long rest and stuff. Take it easy, Tom. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
But you guys have had a lot of time every time you rest, and nobody's like, I'm going to spend an hour reading this book. To be fair, Manam has gone through that demon book, probably every page of it so far, because he does say, look, I'm going to read some of that. Like, when I take a nap, I'm going to take some of this. But
true.
Sai, your favorite Ember moment?
Whenever I return to Embry, I just get the utter urge to get involved in all the minutiae of running the guild, which I have to restrain myself from doing. I like the little interaction back at the guild though. That was nice. I think that sort of learning to trust Bork.
Yeah, Ember is a control fanatic, right?
Yeah.
Manam, your favorite Ember moment?
Yeah, while reading the book and different, but the best moment for me when we back Emperor and immediately take control and fix everything. It's like, just do that. Just hire not all that number. I will give you the number and I hire them. Take this goblin and give him, doesn't bother us.
Yeah, Bork hands her a clipboard with an empty sheet on it, and he's like, just say that you said do that. And I can just see Ember like, things Ember said to do, bullet point number 1, down to bullet point number 57, right? And she just writes this giant list of shit she wants done, and then hands it back to Bork, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. The thing is, what she's learned to do is she's learned to let go and allow other people to run things for her.
I was surprised. To be fair, I was so surprised you didn't go to the council meeting and tell them, pay up, you motherfucker.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the other guy to do the negotiation on that, and the next time I'm in Embry, if they haven't coughed up,
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk through the doors and say, right, motherfuckers. It's about time that you're going to give me some dollars.
Excuse me, the walls are built. Can I have my cat? You know, like, looks like the city is doing okay. Can I have some money now? Manam, your favorite Jorah moment?
I don't see that a lot of things exactly happen for Jorah, beside meeting and at last the witch.
Yeah.
Oh, like just to point out something, like I was so expecting. Do you remember in the third session or fourth session, clearing the mine, not the mine?
The Sawagan priestess?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was expecting her. I'm not joking. Like
Yeah.
like waiting. Like, is that one? But she did not attack. Like she did not exactly attack. She attacked me, but not try to kill me. I think she could
Yeah.
do that because we're low level. But maybe she
Or-
know him, but did not say anything.
Maybe.
And now she appeared here.
You get 3
So-
questions. You can ask one. You can use that to ask one.
Here's the
No,
problem. One of my thing is I don't want to ask that because, as I said, something will be taken from me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ask. Even I want to ask.
Yeah.
It's more of like now you know how paranoia Jorah is.
Yeah.
Now it
Now
is
it's
not
worse.
in the match.
Now it's worse.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's worse. It's like looking at her. I'm not gonna ask like Jorah like in the mind. No, I'm not gonna do the same mistake that person did.
Right.
Mhm.
So I hope, and she's scary.
Mine
But
was-
yeah, and
Mine was
and-
Jorah. Yeah. Mine
and
was.
I love I love
Go
the
ahead.
way is like I need more potion. This is not enough. I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy all the potion in
Jorah's
the
like,
city.
Jorah spends 3 hours in the city, just like, you got potions? Yeah, I'll take them. Well, we have this. I don't care what kind of potion you have. I'll take all of them. I'm gonna clean up the store. Like,
Yeah, that was it. That was the thing. It was like I thought he was going to buy 10 and a couple of and 5. It's like no, all of them.
Yeah.
I have 50.
Like, well, 50?
You have a lot.
All of
yeah, your bag of holding is packed full of healing
Well,
potions.
put it this way. I was going to say, put it this way. I took out 2 large, heavy suits of plate armor,
Yeah.
and I've now refilled it with clinky bottles.
Yes. That don't clink because they're safe.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Sai, what was your favorite Jorah moment?
no, it was the potion buying. That was actually it. That's why I mentioned it. It was the. How many do you want? All of them.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have potions? Yes. How many do you want? Also, yes. Sai, your favorite DM NPC story plot moment for the day?
I mean, there was a lot of lore dumped that was really interesting. I like the tie back to. There's a mention in a 3,000-year-old book about Leon flying around in a ship. I kind of that was a really nice touch. I like that.
Manam?
Answers. Let us give us more question. I don't know. So, we get a lot of good answer. The same time, it raises more question. And that I think I think it's kind of fair because we're in the middle. We're getting a lot of answers at the same time. It raises more questions that, okay, the Dark Mage is a wandering mage, and we have a Lich King, and I have now the location of my kingdom, Lost Kingdom, and my Lost Kingdom have a battle with the Lich King. Who's the Lich King? Why did he do that?
Well,
And
you
he
have his
defeated-
name. You have his name.
No, sorry. Like the idea of we have his name, but the idea of that Lich King, I'm gonna control the ward. But the question it is, if that Lich King want to control the ward,
Well, no, it
doesn't
was
he
it
know
was
that-
there was the king of the king. There was a king, and the Lich, the guy that became the Lich, Kalendor, was his advisor.
yeah.
Think kind of like Jafar.
I think the king.
Yeah, think
I,
like
yeah, I
Jafar.
think I know who's the king. I
Okay,
think I
yeah.
know who's the king. Yeah.
But yeah, I especially liked Jorgo, giving out that tidbit. Here's where you used to live, giving out those little tidbits. I love your all's reaction to, well, that's like Sai's reaction. Well, that was dumb. Don't do that. Like trying to tell somebody 3,000 years ago. Oh, come on. Really? You were that stupid? Like, but of course, historical hindsight and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already been done.
Yeah, there was a lot of information, a lot of more, again,
Sorry, like, I want to point out something because I think it should be noticed. Just miss me. I loved how you did not forget about the white lion. That people
Yeah,
cannot
that
pronounce
was
his
another
name at that time. So I love that pointer that remind us immediately, like Leon, freaking like hundreds of years.
yeah.
Okay, we know
Like-
he able to get the ship.
We know
That's
Leon's
good.
back there somewhere doing something. Like,
Well, we've now got a reasonable idea of when.
yeah, you got a reasonable idea of when, and that's one of those hard things. It's like, when do you put somebody who's doing something like that to where, even if he does a bunch of stuff, the effect over time dwindles by the time it gets to what you guys are doing. So,
Yeah.
Leon has knowledge of foresight for things that are going to happen over the next year, but how much of an impact can he make 2,000 years before that even start? 3,000 years before that even starts. Like, what kind of preparations are being done and things like that. And there's more to come. There's more revelations. This is episode 10. You guys have 16, 17. I'm pretty sure that the final fight will probably take 2 or 3 sessions. It
I
is.
wouldn't be surprised.
It is going to be massive. And I need to, I'm going to start, for those of you who are watching, hopefully I can get the other cast members to return for that, for at least 1 or 2, of those sessions.
That would be, if we can, that would be fantastic.
I'd like to bring Twitchy back. I'd like to bring, Robert back. Bring Robert back for at least that kind of hop in, like, here he is, do the thing, and then, because I'd hate for them to miss this, miss the finale. That being said, 16. It's like you guys got 15 weeks. You guys got
we got a little while yet.
You got a little while yet, but you guys are kind of coming up to this point where you're starting to meet and learn about all the major players, which will give you that final kind of insight onto what to do. The last couple sessions before the final, before the finale. So I hope you guys are writing this shit down.
I have I open a note. If you know a program called Grammarly, so I fix my writing spelling to make sure I write it right. I put a note in Grammarly program so I know what I'm reading.
Yeah. That being said, this has been season 4, episode 10, The Witch Queen. We'll see what happens next week with our band of intrepid adventurers and see how well they navigate this supremely powerful being, it appears. Bypassing Ember's defenses.
Well, that might. I'll put it this way: nothing, not even a wish can get through that. So that's impressive.
That's scary.
Yeah, if I showed you her sheet, you would be like, "I'm glad that's all she did."
Yeah,
it's like, if that's all she did, I feel better. Give a shout out to our sponsor, comicbookworld.com. Check them out. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That being said, we're going to jet out of here. This was kind of a short one. We're going to enjoy the rest of our weekend. Everybody else, enjoy your weekend. Signing out here from Blue Cheese Room on the dark side of the moon. This has been Oblivion Unchained. May all your draws be lands, and may all your rolls be crits. And have a great weekend, everybody. And we're out of here.
Bye.